Quarter-finalist in Halle, where he lost to Rafter. And semi-finalist in Togenbosch, where he lost to Hewitt.
Time. First set. Roger Federer to serve.
The first meeting between them, Federer to serve.
15 love.
They look pretty nervous on that one.
Get the board, please.
That second serve getting up very high on the Sampras backhand.
Game Federer. First game.
Well, what an impressive start by Roger Federer. A love service game, and I suppose there are some young men who are born to perform on centre stage, and he looks as if he's the hardened champion out here.
Yes, that was a very impressive start. Roger Federer perhaps tipping his hand in that first game, served 3 wide serves to the Sampras forehand.
Now that's quick.
15 love.
Very quick indeed.
$30 love. Oh. 30-15.
117-mile-an-hour second serve from Pete Sampras.
$40-15.
And another one right up at 130 miles an hour. So Sampras coming out and throwing down the gauntlet here.
Game Sampras. One game.
Peter, I thought the Battle of the Aces was supposed to be going on court 1.
Well, of course, that might be a rough match to watch, but these two players, great servers as well.
Love 15.
So the first actual rally of the match. And this we will see many more times this match. Roger Federer with a very, very powerful forehand. A lot of confidence in that shot.
$30-15. Oh. 40-15.
Pete Sampras really was the guy who popularized that sort of forehand volley, almost flat. Many of the players now hit those forehand volleys almost flat, even a little topspin occasionally.
(40-30).
You're going to serve wide to Sampras' forehand. Make sure it's very wide.
Game, Federer. Federer is 2-1 for set.
Well, I'm sure many of you are very familiar now with the Sampras connections. He travels with a big entourage as Pete. There's Stringer, Nick Ferguson, Paul Annacone coach, looking to his right trainer, Alex Stober. And then we come to the wife, Bridget, all in the front row. And there's Bridget, an actress, of course. They got married last year. And if we go back, on the back row are the Swiss supporters, and just putting his sunglasses on, Peter Lundgren, a Swedish player, who used to have a number of battles here at Wimbledon with Jeremy Bakes, and has been coaching Roger Federer now for a few years. And nice to see Monty here from Montgomery with his wife, Emma, fresh from his victory in the Irish Open yesterday. Lovely to see him winning again. There's no wonder he's smiling. Raced up the Ryder Cup rankings. Well, we've got to make sure we beat you Americans, you know. Stole the cup from us a couple of years back.
Love 15.
Federer ripped that backhand pass. I don't think Pete was expecting that one.
Love 30.
Well, 128 mile an hour serve, but it came back with interest. And it's Federer who has the first opening. Love 30.
Love 40. (15-40).
Yes, Sampras running through that forehand volley. Always best to take the ball as close to the net as possible.
(30-40).
Well, Federer would have been disappointed. That's what you look for. Second serve when you got break point. Still has one more chance.
Deuce.
Interesting that Sampras, after facing that barrage of 3 backhand returns, went to Federer's forehand on 2 of the 3 break points, both on second serves. Pete is not at all afraid to take chances on that second serve of his. backhand to
Advantage.
Federer
Sampras.
is sweetly hit. Sampras had to pull that shot out of his bag of tricks.
Game Sampras. Two games all. First set.
Sampras serves himself out of trouble from love 40. And already 4 aces.
$15 love. $15 all.
Well, Federer changing things up, coming in behind that second serve. But he didn't look quite so comfortable doing it.
30-15.
He seemed to lose a little bit of control of the racket head there. Flicked at it with the wrist.
I think he might have lost his footing just a bit in his first move toward that ball. Federer
40-30.
extremely confident in this forehand, that wrong footing shot, landing within 6 inches of both lines in the corner.
Game Federer. Federer leads 3 games to 2. First set.
Let's see how Pete Sampras got through to this 4th round of the last 16. Of course, the epic match against Barry Cowan. I just wonder, I mean, obviously, we Brits, Peter, concentrate on the fact that it was such a brave performance by Cowan, so much better than we expected. But has the rest of the tennis world read into that, hey, you know, Sampras really is vulnerable at this year's Wimbledon?
I don't think so. I really think that there were a few people who thought that Sampras' serve suddenly wasn't penetrating the court in the 3rd and 4th sets, and that perhaps that was why Cowan was able to return it so well. But Pete's played so many matches here at Wimbledon and has come through playing poorly often that God, I think you read into it that at your peril, really. He knows how to play. He knows how to win when he's not playing at his best.
Let's have a look at Federer's route through. Remember, he'd never won a match here at Wimbledon prior to this year. Beat a couple of Belgians, Christoph Rockers and Xavier Malisse in his 5-setter. And then an impressive win, I thought, over Jonas Bjorkman, showing that he really is maturing as a grass court player, because Jonas has been a fine grass court player, good doubles player, of course, the Swede.
$15 love.
Well, Sampras is thundering down the big serves, constantly up at the 130-mile-an-hour mark, but just look how many he's getting in. That's extraordinary.
Well, at this point,
30
it's extremely nice. You see how close Sampras is to the net on that first volley. think you've done well just to get the return in play, and then when he's putting away volleys like that, that must be a nightmare.
(30-15).
Slam dunk lets him down.
Yes, Pete will miss this overhead 2 or 3 times a year. It's just about his favorite shot. And one that he almost never misses.
(40-30). Game Sampras. Three games all. First set.
Lovely setting, isn't it? Three all first set. They've been playing for 16 minutes.
(15 love). (15 all). (30-15).
Federer is determined not to be outdone in the aces count. He leads 5-4 now.
Yes, perhaps if there's one difference between these two players, it's that Federer doesn't quite get into net as quickly, nor possibly quite as comfortable as Sampras at the net. Sat
30-40.
Just a little too much, allowing Sampras to unwind on that topspin backhand pass.
Sampras's first break point.
Deuce. Advantage Federer.
Well, that backhand volley confidently played. Both players serving very well on the big points.
Okay, Federer. Federer leads 4 games to 3. First set. New balls, please.
Well, Sampras will be disappointed with that last backhand, but he certainly won't be disappointed, Peter, with the way he's serving at the start of this match.
Absolutely. Well, Pete Sampras, of course, with probably the most fluid and consistent motion of any player, perhaps in history even. It's a beautiful action. He gets a lot of body torque, lots of knee bend, really jumps into the serve, and of course then lands well inside the court, which gets him into net quicker. Not only can he serve it very quick, but his accuracy is astounding. And I suppose really the main feature of Sampras' serve is his tremendous confidence in it, because there are often players who have great serves, but Pete Sampras is not reluctant to take chances. He'll go for aces on second serves that many other players would not try.
And a lot of men in the draw would be delighted with an average first serve speed of 110, and that's the average of Sampras' second serve. And he quite openly says, the reason I've won Wimbledon 7 years in a row, 7 years, is that I have the best second serve in the game.
He has by quite some margin. Both players will be very pleased with how they've started out this match. Often the first 3 or 4 games can be nerve-wracking affairs, but neither one of them suffering that today.
15 love.
Oh, my God. That was a perfect second serve. And then just whack past. Look how deep this second serve is.
Deep, perhaps not quite as quick as some of his others. That one coming in at 104 miles an hour. Federer timing it perfectly.
30-15.
Well, that wide serve had an immense amount of swing on it. Not only did it land very close to the line, but it was curving away from Federer.
Game Sampras. Four game zone, first set.
Well, we were promised this was going to be a scorching day, but the cloud cover is really built up. Actually, the players won't mind that because it's pretty humid, but hardly any breeze, so therefore perfect playing conditions. Don't have to worry about the sun.
In fact, it's very humid out today, probably the most humid day we've had in the last 2 or 3 weeks. So that might play a factor if this match goes 4 or 5 sets. Federer not quite getting that half volley deep enough, and once again Sampras showing that he can go down the line with that backhand pass as well as cross.
My word, I'm not sure that the call was right. I think Sampras was in between the line judge and the line. So a little bit of luck for the champion.
Oh!
30 all.
Well, talking of second serves, that was a pretty good one.
Certainly was a very brave target that Federer chose there.
Deuce.
So the first error we've seen today from Roger Federer from the back of the court.
Advantage Federer.
I like the way he's mixing up those second serves. Remember, the last one was out wide to the forehand. That one with a bit of kick got up high to the backhand wing of Sampras.
Federer's 5 games to 4. First set.
Well, Federer so far is playing a very astute tactical match. Serving and staying back on some balls, coming in on some second serves. This one, he meant to stay back, but seeing Sampras float the return, sneaks in. And I would bet that Federer rather, was sitting on that Sampras down the line. Perhaps one of Sampras' favorite shots, down the line running pass.
So still no breaks of serve, and Sampras has not been able to impose himself. So just the 1 break point to the 3 for Federer.
What do you think? Do you think they'll develop any towels that don't come off on the players' faces?
Time.
The great thing is actually, I suppose, to wash the towels first before they issue them. Isn't that the secret?
You'd have thought that would have happened by the second Monday, wouldn't you? But maybe not. I sure hope it has.
Of course, coming up to the 4th of July, aren't we? Ready for the big day.
$15 love. $15 all.
Yes, that serve not directed close enough to the line. If you're going to challenge Federer's forehand, you have to make it better than that.
$30-15.
Well, certainly a chance there for Federer. His backhand return has been working so well, and for once the second serve of Sampras was a little short.
40-15. Game Sampras. Five games on, first set.
Exactly half an hour they've been playing.
Love. That was a very nicely played low forehand volley from Federer. Hit that one hard and deep.
30 love. Love. $40-15.
Federer's first double fault of the match.
Federer. Federer leads 6-5, first set.
Peter Lundgren, Roger Federer's coach, looking very happy with his charge at the moment, as well he might, because it's remarkable, really. I mean, we play so little grass court tennis these days. I mean, basically there's 4 weeks. I know there's a grass court tournament in Newport, Rhode Island the week after Wimbledon, but to be honest, the top players don't really play it. But here's a young man, just 19 years of age, brought up in Central Europe on clay and indoor courts, adapts perfectly to the idea of serving in volume virtually all the time.
Yes, well, I think what we'll see more and more in the future is really the talented players, the players like Federer who have the ability to hit a wide array of shots are the ones who are going to adapt best to the grass court game. You find players who are a little bit stiffer, just hard court players, perhaps do not adjust quite as well. I think the thing that's really impressive about Roger Federer today, though, is we've seen his shots, how he plays the ball, but really how he's coped with the surroundings has been magnificent, and barely not even a trace of nerves so far in this match.
$15. $15.
Well, that serve, again, not quite near enough the center line. Federer just guiding it past Sampras.
30-15.
That's what Pete Sampras does so well. He changes speeds on his second serve. One time it'll be 104 miles an hour, that one coming in quite a bit harder at 115, and so therefore you find yourself unsure of where the ball is going to be exactly.
And
he also has the very happy knack of finding the corners with the second serve as well.
Sampras. Six games over first set, tiebreak.
4 break points in that opening set, but no breaks. And so we'll go to the tiebreak. Sampras has won 11 of 18 tiebreaks this year, Federer 4 of 7.
One zero, Federer. One up.
Seventh ace for Sampras.
Let for serve. Let for serve.
In the old days, they used to give a player a barrel of beer if he could get 3 successive nets.
You'd give him a barrel of beer for just about anything back then, wouldn't they?
Two one, Federer.
Well, the backhand return of Federer continues to function exceptionally well, and it's the young Swiss who has the first mini break, point against the serve.
Oh! Three one, Federer. Three two, Federer.
And Sampras suddenly finds a backhand return of his own.
Yes, interesting that Federer has decided to come into serve and volley, really, behind every second serve.
Three all.
Sampras, understandably with supreme self-belief, always willing to go for the big shots on the big points and in a tie-break. Coach Paul Anacone took over, of course, when Tim Gullickson was sadly struck down with a brain tumour.
Very nicely played.
4-3, Sampras.
Sampras, that ball almost handcuffed him at the last minute. Got out of the way and placed the ball perfectly.
Net. Yeah.
Oh, that's a great shot. Right under the sidelines.
Yes.
4-all.
Just barely.
Just wide this time.
Five-four, Sampras.
So the decision to stay back on the second serve perhaps cost him a little. And now Sampras has the mini break. He needs 2 points. He has 2 service points to come.
Federer, having gone cross court several times, goes up the line.
His first passing shot winner of the match, and it ties the tiebreak up at 5-all. Who's going to have the first set point? Champion pumped up and what a second serve, 121 miles an hour.
6-5, Sampras.
121 and nearly on the center line.
Well, I have to say, from this end where we are, let's well out, but maybe not. And of course, Cyclops' line monitor machine is there. Sampras hasn't realised it's time to change ends. He's fired up today.
He certainly is. Well, it's certainly not a ball that the umpire could overrule. Very, very close.
Mohamed Layani is our umpire for this match. He's one of the full-time umpires on the men's circuit.
Federer.
Federer's first set point.
7-all.
Second set point at his own serve.
7 Federer.
The champion will have to come from behind as Federer takes the set.
Game to 6.
Peter, you can hear the buzz now around this centre court as Federer wins the first set. And he matched Sampras. I mean, he actually had the more break points in that set, and that was no fluke. You could say he got a little lucky maybe with the net cord on the point that gave him his second set point, but other than that, he played really well.
Absolutely. In talking to several coaches and players prior to this match, they were all almost unanimous in the belief that that Federer had a real good shot in winning this match. And as you can see, he has a game that is quite similar to Sampras's. And it appears a mentality as well. He's willing to take chances on the big points. In that tiebreaker, he only made 50% of his first serves, but on all the big points, he made first serves. And of course, to win a tournament of the magnitude of Wimbledon or the other Grand Slams, you really have to have a frame of mind that's happy in the big situations.
So Federer winning that set despite struggling a little bit with the first serve, but you can see that he matched Sampras in terms of winning points behind the second serve. Doing pretty well at the net too. A very equal set. You know, when you get into a tiebreak, everybody knows just the 1 point here and there, and that little brush on the net just gave him that chance.
Well, I'm very surprised looking at these stats to see both players under 50% at the net. Really, it's you'd expect with serves of their magnitude that to be well over 50%. But I suppose really the only time the ball gets in play is on a second serve, because both of them are at such a high percentage on their first serves. Federer winning 88% of the points played on his first serve.
The teenagers in front. How will the champion
Second set,
respond?
Sampras to serve. Love 15.
The first game in any set is important. This one perhaps doubly so for Roger Federer if he can get an early break.
$15.
Well, this serve perhaps not quite the swing that Sampras was hoping for. Federer cutting it off, taking a step in diagonally, and meeting it perfectly. He's not afraid to go for his shots, this guy, is he?
30.
Closed in so quickly here, Sampras. See how tight he is to the net when making the volley.
Yes, I think Federer mistimed that return. Ball coming a bit slower off of the lines. He was way out in front of that one.
(40-30). Deuce.
Oh, Federer has such a beautiful backhand. Rolls right over that ball, and that was hit a ton.
Advantage Sampras.
A great low volley from Sampras, taken off his ankles. Again, hit quite flat and hard into the corner. And an easy lame duck smash.
Game Sampras. First game, second set.
Well, that was a hard opening service game for Sampras in this second set. Federer getting some excellent returns and passing shots going and bringing the very best out of the champion. What a talent this young man is. Moving up the rankings all the time. 29 at the start of the year. 15 now. And lovely hands on that low volley, sort of caressed underneath it.
Yes,
15
well,
low.
I think it's safe to say that he's more than just a talent. He is a man with a mind, a competitor, the whole package.
30 low. Fortila. Game, Federer. One game on, second set.
Love service game then for Roger Federer, with a couple of aces thrown in. You can't imagine him freezing at the prospect of winning this match.
$15 low.
Once again, Sampras taking that low volley, charging it, hitting it hard and deep to the corner.
$30 low.
Well, an ace on the second serve, but he's having to come up with more and more good, indeed great second serves, because remember his first serve percentage was 79%, dropping away a little bit.
forduló. Left for serve. Game Sampras. Sampras leads 2 games to 1. Second set. First set Federer. New balls, please.
So Sampras responds to Federer's love service game with one of his own. And what will be going through Pete's mind at the moment? I mean, clearly he's not going to panic at being 1 set to love down in the best of 5 set match. But is he saying to himself, how can I disrupt Federer's rhythm? How can I get under him, under his skin, as it were?
I'm not sure if that's going through his mind yet at this point in time. I think Pete's been in these sort of situations so many times in the past. Remember last year in the final against Pat Rafter when he was down a set and 4-1 in the tiebreaker. In the final against Ivan Isavic several years ago, he was a point away from going 2 sets to love down. So Pete has a very cool head in this sort of situation. I think he's just saying, keep holding your serve, keep holding your serve. Let's see if Federer gives me any chances to line up a few second serves, because Federer certainly so far in this match has been extremely confident on his second serve. He's mixed it up nicely. He's stayed back on some balls. He's come in on others, and he's played them so well, in fact, that you might think that perhaps he can't continue to play these points as well over an extended period of time. So I think Sampras really has to just be saying, keep it going. Keep it going. I know I can do this for 5 sets. Let's see if the other guy can.
New balls in play. Aha.
Not 15.
Federer just forgetting here. Perhaps he needs to go for his second serves. Well, that first volley, very well played. The return was good. It was down low. Federer charged it and got the volley within inches of the baseline.
(30-15).
So Pete not happy with that racket. For some reason, it didn't look as though he'd broken a string.
There's a very thin gut in his racket, very tightly strung, and Nate Ferguson, his stringer, restrings them each and every one every night. It's a very heavy racket as well.
So perhaps sudden loss of confidence.
30-14.
Federer's second serve.
And flexing his left thigh a little bit as well. 2 double faults in a row, and it's gifted Sampras a break point.
Well,
30-14.
Deuce. Advantage Federer.
But he seems totally unfazed, doesn't he?
Game Federer. Two games on, second set.
And again, you can just see doing a little bit of bending. Well, he's got a little bit of a problem on his left side. Cheeky there, but he got away with it.
We did, yes. Sampras guessing correctly on that first low pass. Federer just keeping the ball in play, keeping it low, making sure he doesn't give Sampras an opportunity to hit a winning volley. Oh. You will not see a better pass than this ever.
Love 30.
Slow motion does not do that one justice. That was a rocket.
$15-30.
Well, when faced with any sort of trouble, Pete almost invariably gets a big first serve in.
Well, the Sampras reaction says it all. He just shakes his head in disbelief.
Really,
15-40.
it's just perfect timing.
$30-40.
Still break point.
Deuce.
Well, that second serve, not quite as quick as some of the other Sampras has hit today, but it jumped up very high. Federer certainly not expecting that one to be up around his eyes.
He's had the chances in this match, certainly.
Advantage Sampras.
Oh gosh, this was one of the points of the tournament, really. Both players pulling out 2 to 3 great shots.
Game Sampras. Sampras leads 3-2. Second set. First set, Federer.
Sampras is being stretched, but he hasn't been broken. This was the penultimate point, the juice point, and as you said, Peter, one of the best points of the championship so far.
Yes, Federer just to get that ball in play. Now that backhand volley was absolutely perfect. Federer somehow getting it back. Sampras might have done just slightly better than that drop volley and yet recovered with a great reaction.
Particularly because his body weight was going the other way, wasn't it? And he turned and lunged, and he made it.
Exactly right. Now, I think perhaps one of the things that if Federer is showing us anything that perhaps he is gaining the upper hand slightly, it's this statistic. Federer is making so far 48% of his returns in play off the Sampras first serve, and you can see that's quite a bit higher than Sampras's percentage. And when you consider that he's having to face such a heavier serve than the one that Sampras is facing, that is why Federer is able to make an impression on the Sampras serve. I'm not happy, though, the way Federer keeps stretching out there. Obviously, there is something not quite right with his thigh or hip. It's obviously not hindering his movement yet. It's the sort of thing that can really wear on your mental frame of mind.
He's been on the phone to the referee's office, possibly to call for the trainer.
Pot.
Ooh, an overrule from umpire Liani. First one of the match.
No complaint from Federer.
Let second serve.
Right
15
on the
love.
line.
Federer really does play that first ball very aggressively. And that, of course, is very important
15 all.
for Federer because Sampras likes to play from the baseline as well. And once he gets in a big forehand and takes control of the point, you are in big trouble. So Federer making sure that doesn't happen.
Thirty, 15.
That's as good a return as Federer's come up with. A very different one, sliced, blocked, but perfectly angled.
30 all.
And this really has won Pete several championships. That chip return off of a good first serve bails him out a lot of times.
Forty, 30.
Federer doesn't serve out wide that often, but when he does, he invariably hits a good one.
Game. Federer. Three games all.
Really sort of
Second set.
keep waiting for Federer's standard of play to drop, but it isn't. And if you can keep this up, there's a real possibility of an upset.
Love 15.
A very different type of return from Federer, and once again Sampras in trouble on serve.
Love 30.
So two really unforced errors, you'd have to call them. Double fault in that shot. And Pete in a bit of a hole.
For Federer.
There's Pete going for the open court.
Love 14.
And often when your opponent is left with a lame duck shot, best to head towards the early shot.
$15, 40.
Got to take one of these chances. Not easy though when Sampras is thundering down the aces.
30, 40.
What a knack he has of coming up with just enough when it matters. First volley perilously close to the baseline.
Deuce.
That's how close it was to being a break of serve just inside the line.
You can see
Federer.
Federer here almost giving him a head fake. His body language said down the line. He held it, and just nudged it cross court.
Left for serve. Deuce.
Well, once again, a very aggressive volley from Sampras.
Advantage Sampras.
Well, the serve is certainly keeping Sampras in this set.
Sampras. Sampras leads 4-3. Second set, first set,
Yes,
Federer.
he is still alive.
Spreen, the trainer, out there with Roger Federer, and it is the left thigh.
While it may be bothering Roger Federer, it's certainly not bothering him enough to affect his performance at all.
30 more seconds.
And he's still playing very, very good tennis.
Trainers travel with the tour all year round to get to know the players, their particular finals.
Time.
And Doug Spreen, the trainer, has just been treating Roger Federer. We've noticed he's just struggling a little bit on his left side, left thigh or hip. There's Doug Spreen, he's not struggling, sprinting off. But Federer, believe it or not, in this set has had 6 break points and hasn't been able to take any of them. We're on serve, 3-4.
15 love.
Federer scoring once again
15
with
love.
that wide slice serve to the Sampras forehand. He's made that serve repeatedly. This could be a real danger.
15-0.
If Sampras starts to time that chip backhand return. That's the second one he's made now in 2 games.
$15-30.
First set tiebreak was won 9 points to 7. Sampras had had a set point. Federer won it on his second. It's long.
30.
Yeah, that was a chance. Not out by much. Yes.
40-30.
Nicely played by Federer. You can see Sampras guessing forehand, just laying the wrist back.
Game Federer. Four games on, second set.
You have to be so impressed with the way that Federer has kept his nerve and kept his concentration. So often it's a real danger when you've had break points and haven't broken. The very next game, often you find yourself letting up and losing serve. Federer has not done that yet.
He had 4 break points in the last game.
Love 15.
Love 40 on the Sampras serve. Sampras saved them with 2 aces and a wonderful volley right onto the baseline. Previous Sampras service game, he came from 15-40 down.
$15.
Sampras, incidentally, has had just 2 break points in the match, 1 in each set. There have been no breaks.
$15-30.
And that backhand has been a real feature of this match. Federer hitting winning backhand passes 6 or 7 times, beating Sampras with pace on many of them.
30.
Something special if that had gone in. It was out.
40-30. Game Sampras. Sampras leads 5-4. Second set, first set, Federer.
Well, that was an easy service game for Pete, wasn't it? He only had to come from 15-30 down. He's really having to fight, but both of them are responding so well on the big points.
They really are, and I think that, I suppose if Federer is to break through in this game, and the reason why he has had so many break points so far is perhaps in that he's been able to return the Sampras first serve quite a bit more often than Pete has been able to return Federer's serve. Federer has such great hands on the return. Here you can see break points. Federer has had 9 break points. In those 3 games, he had love 40, and 15-40. The bulk of where those break points came. But he has showed us so often an ability to return the Sampras first serve. And because of that, he's gotten in the points. And in fact, because he's facing such a stronger serve, you know, Federer's returning 48% of Sampras's first serves. And we have to say that Sampras's first serve is quite a bit stronger than Federer's. That really is the difference in this match. If there is one, there certainly isn't much of a difference in the scoreline.
$15 love.
Oh. Well, it couldn't have been any deeper.
15 all.
This was a perfectly played shot from Sampras, one that we've seen so many times over the years from him.
$30-15.
Once again, the return was a tester. Federer answered it nicely.
Oh! 40-15. Federer. Five games on, second set.
An hour and a half approaching, and still we await the first break of serve, but it's never been dull, this match. There have been so many good returns. Both men have been really tested on the volley.
15 love. 30 love.
Yes,
30-15.
Federer's ability to keep that pass low, keeping him in that point. I don't think Pete will be especially pleased with that drop volley.
Thirty. (40-30). Game Sampras. Sampras leads 6-5, second set, first set Federer.
On course at the moment then for a second tie-break. There's Pete Sampras' wife on the right, Bridget Wilson of course. And then chewing the gum, Paul Annacone, his coach, chewing a little faster than earlier on. And just coming into shot at the back there is Peter Lundgren, the coach of Roger Federer. He's a Swedish Davis Cup player. And you keep expecting Sampras to sort of break out of the stranglehold that Federer's got on him. But Federer is resisting so well whenever he's threatened.
He really is. He's certainly not a player who appears as though he's new to this center court stage. Appears as though he's played here dozens of times already.
Instead, it's his very first time on the centre court. Hadn't won a match at Wimbledon in 2 previous visits, but was the junior champion here in '98 and also the world junior champion. And his has been a steady move from the top of the junior game to the highest echelons of the senior game.
Yes, there are very few people who aren't picking this man to win several Grand Slam titles in his career. This game seems to be especially well suited to grass because he has such nice hands, very good feel, an ability to get the return in play. That's something you can't teach.
Love 15.
Worst possible time really to serve a double. First point puts you under pressure when you're serving to stay in a set. Well, he did this earlier in the set, 2 successive doubles and got away with it.
Both serves, he sort of kicked his left leg as though he's not quite happy with how it's helping his serve.
suddenly, out of nowhere, 3 break points, 3 set points.
Love 40. Out. 15-40.
Well, it's an overrule. It was called good by the baseline judge.
From our vantage point, it looks just long.
$30-40. Use. Advantage, Sampras.
Well, Sampras made him cover a lot of ground in that rally.
He's missed it.
Second set, Sampras. Seven-game to 5. 1 set all. New balls, please.
And the reaction on Bridget Sampras' face says it all. He'd been on the receiving end and suddenly was broken free of the shackles. And for the first time, Federer let himself down in that game. The 2 double faults really opened the door, and presumably he is just taking a bathroom break. Doug Spring, the trainer, not going with him.
Yes, well, I think we can see on the face of Pete Sampras a great sigh of relief, because that last game was the first time that Roger Federer served in this match and played a poor game. He started out the worst possible way, 2 double faults. Then, for the first time in the match, stayed back on his first serve. I think he's got some work to do to get his mental frame of mind back on track.
Of course, these days the players are allowed 2 bathroom breaks during a 5-set match. Comparatively new rule, but of course they're told these days to take on so much liquid because they lose so much through their sweat, particularly on a muggy afternoon like this one. Being the trainer, are you fine? Anything else I can do for you?
Well, I think that break will have given Roger Federer a chance to compose his mind a bit.
Time.
I'm sure he must be crushed at how he lost that second set. This first game of the third set, crucial for him. Or shall we say the first couple of games in this set. Crucial that Federer get back
Third set.
and maintain level
Sampras to
terms.
serve.
So Sampras serving with new balls.
$15 love.
Once again, Sampras finding the baseline with a very difficult low volley.
Fifteen all.
Good move, should have worked.
30-15.
The reaction, perhaps not the one that Federer supporters will like to see. First time we've seen him show any sort of frustration.
Second serve. (40-30).
Was 30 all now, as you say, 40-30.
Game, Sampras. First game, third set.
So Pete Sampras with a little run of 3 straight games, suddenly in the ascendancy. It's the first time he's been ahead in the match, because it was Federer who served first and was always ahead through the first set. And now a very important game for the 19-year-old, having just played that poor service game, to lose his serve and clearly troubled with a niggling thigh problem.
(15-love).
You have to say, though, there have been no signs that that thigh problem has affected his play at all. Perhaps his frame of mind.
(30-love).
Once again, Federer getting that second serve up high with the Sampras backhand return. Well up over his shoulder. Sampras most comfortable hitting backhands at about waist level, which is why it normally is so good on a grass court.
(30-15). (40-15).
Both of them have been very intelligent in their serving, mixing up the pace, mixing up the angles. straight, eighth stroke of the rally.
40-30.
And this really one of the few points when both men have been at the baseline that Sampras has won. Sampras looked as though he thought that was a let, but no call.
One game, third set.
Always asks for two balls and discards the one that's perhaps the most fluffed up. Wants the one that will travel through the air the quickest.
Long.
Sampras reacting well once again to that powerful Federer return.
Long.
For once,
30-15.
caught way back behind the service line making the first volley.
Sampras must feel at times, where can I go against this guy? Passes me either way off of both forehand or backhand.
Just a little problem with the ball coming back from the crowd. It has now. Awkward delay, though, between first and second serve.
Oh!
30-40.
And the double fault gives Federer yet another chance to break. His 10th chance to break in the match.
Deuce.
Once again, Sampras comes up with a powerful second serve on break point down. What a knack he has for that.
Let for serve.
Asking umpire Mohamed Liani whether he heard it. The answer was in the affirmative. He may have just picked up the little bleep that goes off in the umpire's ear from the device that calls the lets. Second break point after the second ace of the game.
Federer leads
to
2
come.
games to 1. Third set, 1 set all.
Yes, and that man will be very pleased to finally have broken through against the Sampras serves. He's had so many chances so far in this match, and of course it couldn't have come at a better time, because Federer, having played that very dodgy game to lose his serve and the set at the end of the second set, will certainly be pleased and a bit more comfortable to get back in the driving seat. Sampras, oddly, that was the first game that we've seen him play at less than his, if not full potential. He doesn't often give service games away, does he? Served a couple of double faults that game and really allowed Federer openings that he inevitably capitalized on.
Time.
He gave Federer too many looks at second serves, and you can see that Federer doing better in terms of winning points on both the first and second serve. That's very surprising against the greatest grass court player of all time. 2-1, he leads.
Oh. 15 love.
We haven't seen a lot of winning returns from Pete Sampras, but that one picture perfect.
First serve.
Calmly done.
15-30.
Yes, Sampras, for one of the first times this match, opening his shoulders on the return. Was open.
30.
Federer not covering that down the line pass at all. Yes, from that
30,
position,
40.
Sampras can go down the line, cross quarter, topspin lob. And that ball had side spin on it, allowing him to swing it around Federer.
Sampras.
What a champion he is. Falls behind, breaks back immediately.
2 games over. Third set.
And I've seldom seen Pete Sampras so animated on a court. Huge yell of "come on" as he breaks back.
Nice to see, really.
Oh. 15 love. 30 love.
Not often Federer has missed a series of service returns. Just dropped off a little bit here. The disappointment of being broken back after finally breaking.
(40-15).
Just
40-30.
And Sampras won't be pleased at all with that framed volley. Nearly had to lob the ball over Federer for an easy winner.
Game Sampras. Sampras leads 3 games to 2. Third set, 1-0.
So normal order restored as we're back holding serve. But the mental resilience of Sampras, he really has been hanging on in this match after losing that first set tie-break. All those break points against him in the second set, steals it, then goes a breakdown and comes roaring back immediately.
Well, yes, I think that Pete is so used to playing a style of game that really is, I'll get one break a set, and all I have to concentrate is holding my serve every game, and somehow I'll get one break a set, whether it's whether my opponent gives me the game or if I come up with 3 or 4 good returns. Right now, you have to think that Pete Sampras likes his chances.
Contrasting way in which the two men here are winning their points, both obviously doing very well on the serve, but then Federer relying on the baseline points, Sampras far more on the net points, and that's why it's an attractive match. Is that contrast in styles?
Yeah, very much so. I think that Federer has impressed us all with the way that he can play every shot in the book. He's mixed up his tactics nicely, but you have to think that at this moment in time, he's starting to run uphill just a little bit. His body language is not quite as confident as it was in the first and second sets. And he's got some work ahead. Sampras' attempt at a deft little chip, falling short.
Few dark mutterings from Federer in Swiss German. Comes from
30-15.
the city of Basel, which is, of course, right on the border with both Germany and France, fluent in both languages and in English. His mother is South African.
40-15.
As is his doubles partner this week, Wayne Ferreira.
Game. Federer. Three games over. Third set.
Just when you think he might be weakening a little, he comes up with a really solid service game. Knifed that backhand volley.
15 love.
Yes, that was perfectly placed. Sliding away, the spin carrying it even further away from Federer. No chance.
$15 all.
Once again, the backhand return.
15-30.
And as we reach the 2-hour mark, Sampras once again having to battle in a service game. 15-30.
This was a brilliant pickup from Sampras. Not quite a half volley, not a full ground stroke. Those are just about the most difficult shots in the game.
One set all, 3 all, and 30 all. Round of applause, brilliantly held in the covers.
Well, that was a near winner return off of a near ace.
30-40.
And that is genius. What hands this man has.
Deuce.
Peter, if you and I had a pound or a dollar for that matter for every break point Sampras has saved with a big serve in his career, we could retire immediately.
Exactly right.
Left for serve. Advantage, Sampras.
Funnily enough, it's Sampras' first ace of this set, which may account for the fact that he has been struggling to hold serve in it. Broken once.
Game Sampras. Sampras leads 4 games to 3, third set, 1 set.
I mean, what is it about the great players? I think also Becker, who would bring out his huge serve as well when he was break point down. I mean, is it simply self-belief? Is it bravado? Or what?
Well, I'm sure it's a combination of both. Certainly the great players have such astounding levels of self-belief that they really don't feel that they can possibly miss in that sort of situation. Okay, they know that it's possible that they could miss, but not likely, and so they're willing to take the chance. And in a situation where you're playing against a guy like Roger Federer who can snap off winner returns, Sampras knows that the odds are better if he goes for a second serve and risks double faulting occasionally, but knowing that when he does get it in, it's going to be a very dominant serve.
Now, Pete Sampras isn't going to suddenly play with 3 rackets. He's sending 2 of them off to be restrung. Has his own personal stringer. Yes, officer, could you just arrest those rackets for me?
Time.
Some more work for Nate Ferguson, who restrings each and every Sampras racket every night.
$15 love.
Side.
$15.
Well, Federer facing a barrage. Topspin ground strokes. Nearly got that one back.
$30-15. $40-15.
That's the serve that has really troubled Sampras, the one that gets up high to his backhand. He hasn't been able to get over the top of that at all.
Game. Federer. Four games on, third set.
12th ace for Roger Federer as he draws level yet again.
Love 15.
Well, Sampras mistiming that halfway ball, not quite a half volley, not a full ground stroke. Federer was right on that return. Looked almost as though he had too much time.
30-15.
Sampras cutting things a little fine.
$40-15. $40-30.
That serve almost wide enough. Almost isn't good enough against a man who returns as well as Federer.
Deuce.
And a further illustration that Federer has all the shots in the book. We've seen him play with great power. There, the gentle little dink, just making it awkward for Sampras.
Advantage, Federer.
Familiar scenario, isn't it? 13th break point of the match. Oh, he's missed it! Oh, my.
Federer. Federer leads 5 games to 4, third set. 1 set on new balls, please.
Well, Peter, just allowing our minds to race
Here we
forward.
go,
But
guys.
if Sampras was to now lose this match, that could be the shot that costs him the title.
Well, yes, and it's very rare indeed when we'll see Pete Sampras miss that shot. One of his favorite shots, a shot that he'll hit just about every match. And for one of the very few times we've seen him miss it, certainly at such a big point. Yet that shot was reminiscent of the shot that Federer missed, rather, on set point in the second set. And so now, really, we have our two very similar sets. A tiebreaker that Federer managed to win 9 points to 7. So this match is nicely poised.
Oh, yes. And what's going through Federer's mind? It's the second time he's been a breakup. Lost it first time around immediately. Now he's coming out to be 2 sets to 1 up on the guy who's owned Wimbledon for the whole of the 90s.
Time.
Federer is going to get nervous in this match. And this might be a likely time. He doesn't really strike me as a guy who's going to get nervous in the tight situations of a match. He has a lot of self-belief.
Thank you.
This man. But then again, so does that man.
I mean, again,
Love 15.
every shot in the point perfect. Good first serve, great return, nice pickup, and then this.
Let for serve. 15 all.
Because Federer is serving with new balls this game, that body serve is especially effective.
Four
40-15.
2 set points for 2 sets to 1.
Game and third set. Federer.
The champions on the ropes. But don't count him out yet. 2 sets to 1 to
6
Federer.
games to 4. Federer leads 2 sets to 1.
So what an effort from Roger Federer. I think when he dropped that second set, we all thought the tide had turned, and when he failed to capitalise on the early break in that third set. But he's showing a strength of mind as well as immense talent. Peter, Sampras has won 53 of his last 54 matches at Wimbledon. Is he going to lose now?
Quite possibly. I think when Sampras played Richard Krajicek in 1996, it was in the quarterfinals, was it? Or was it a situation very similar to this one? Playing against a dangerous opponent, as this man most certainly is. Almost every player in the locker room felt that Federer had quite a good chance to win this match. There's a lot of respect amongst his peers. It's interesting, at one point in the third set, it did appear as though Federer was, or his belief rather, was shaken just a little bit. And it's simple to see why. Could have thought that, you know, he hasn't played many 5-set matches over his career. He's played 7 5-set matches, and I suppose he really isn't quite used to the ebb and flow of a 5-set match. But how well he came back towards the end of that third set.
Fourth set, Sampras to serve.
Very crucial time right now.
Love.
She was smiling at the end of the second set. Anything but now.
30 love.
Just one ace from Sampras in that third set. Looking very serious, aren't they, the Sampras bench?
Oh. 40 love.
Sampras puts his head down.
40-15.
Yes, and that serve not far from the center line. You can't do much better than that. 114 miles an hour. Federer, you might be reading Sampras' serve just a little bit.
Game Sampras. First game, fourth set.
So a solid service game from Sampras to start the fourth set. And now it would be a good time to really try and push down on the accelerator, because Federer is bound to be beginning to think of the possibility of winning this match. And if Sampras could break back, or break out, I should say, here and get a 2-love lead, just take the wind out of the teenager's sails.
Sampras had him on the run throughout this point.
Love 15.
Acrobatic stuff.
Love 30.
Going cross court, you have to go for a clean winner, and he just overhit it. Too much of a swing.
15-30.
Federer seeing this lame duck return of Sampras's in with a full swinging volley.
His reaction said it all. A real chance. Federer nicely, conveniently hitting the ball straight back to him.
Game. Federer. One game on, fourth set. Love. Love.
If you were coming in now at 5 o'clock and saying, well, perhaps Sampras isn't serving well, getting 68% of first serves in.
That's a great percentage, especially considering how hard he hits it.
Love. $40-15.
Well, Federer, even at full stretch, times that one beautifully.
Sampras. Sampras leads 2-1, fourth set. Federer leads 2-1.
Well, it made for a wonderful point, but I would imagine Federer is saying, why didn't I go down the line on that last point?
Yes, because Sampras was sitting on the cross court. He had no intention of covering it down the line. You can see Federer, no doubt, thought that, look at where Sampras was standing. Federer, no doubt, thought that Sampras was trying to lure him into hitting it down the line. You can see Pete just had given up the ghost almost.
So Sampras holds, but you top players, Peter, always say, oh, well, we take it 1 point at a time, one match at a time. But, I mean, surely Federer can't do that in this situation. Surely he's got to be thinking, hey, I'm 2 sets to 1 up on the 7 times champion.
Well, if he does have that thought crossing his mind, he's got to banish it instantly, because that's the sure way to lower your performance.
Time.
I think, really, that the top players do get into that frame of mind, 1 shot at a time, 1 point at a time, and that's why they are the champions. It's the young players who come up and allow those extraneous thoughts to enter their mind that bring them back to earth.
$15 love.
He showed that Sampras was up in the high 60s. Federer's not doing too badly either, is he?
$30 love.
And Federer's percentage of 61% first serves in is great when you consider that he's won 83% points on the first serve. So you can be certain that he's hitting the corners with that serve.
Sampras thought it was a let.
40 love.
That's the little device that picks up the vibrations of a net cord. Not universally loved, I think it's fair to say.
Federer. Two games all, 4th set.
Love service game for Roger Federer, who's changing rackets, not a change of ends.
Sampras not at all happy returning that second serve, Federer. Doesn't like the way it gets up on him.
Love 15.
So many of the statistics in this match are so even. They've both now served 6 double faults. Oh, what a brilliantly manufactured shot. He had to put on the brakes.
15 all.
Yes, he did, and you can see why Sampras's forehand is held in such high regard. Adjusting the last second, and so precise.
$30-15. $40-15.
Federer thinking that one might have been a little long, but no bleep from Cyclops, which is a much more accepted piece of machinery. It's the machine that calls the service line.
40-30.
Once again, whenever Sampras fails to get an extra amount of swing on that wide serve, Federer is waiting.
Game, Sampras. Sampras leads 3-2. Fourth set. Federer leads 2-1.
When Pete Sampras lost the first set, Peter, you said, well, he won't panic. He's going to be saying, keep going, and let's see if Federer can play this well for 5 sets. Is that still the mindset for Sampras?
I think that Pete now, while of course, yes, he's not going to panic. He's going to continue playing his game. I think he has to be feeling now, wait a second, I need to get a few more returns in play. He struggled, especially on Federer's second serve. He really has. His percentage on second serves of actually getting returns in play has dropped. It's dropped quite a bit, whereas in the second set it was up at around 70%. Sampras now is making only 64% of returns on Federer's second serve, and that's just not good enough. Sampras wins because on first serves he's able to chip the return back low, but on second serves he goes for his shots and makes things happen with his return. And because Federer's been able to mix up, first of all, his serve so well, he stayed back on some, hasn't given Sampras a steady target, a consistent target. Sampras really hasn't returned well today. Sampras doesn't like the fact that Federer has put so many kick serves up high. So I think he's got to try and figure out a way to get a few more returns in play, put more pressure on the Federer serve.
love. Love.
Yes, Federer going for the body line serve. Not allowing Sampras a full swing on the return.
Love.
Federer's won the last 11 points on his serve.
Game, Federer.
Yes, I think there was a time in this match when Federer's concentration wavered.
3 games all. Fourth set.
Those times are over. He is well and truly in this match. And Pete Sampras is going to have to win it. Federer is not going to give it away.
Love. All.
Terrific serve in the corner, but it comes back with interest. His fastest of the match, 133 miles an hour. He served an awful lot of them over the 130 mile an hour mark. 78 feet is the distance of a tennis court. The length of it, you get less than half a second to react.
Forty, 15.
Funny how Federer seems to be sitting on that slice serve up the middle sometimes. Other times not reacting as well.
Oh. 30.
Well, that was a double fault and a half. It was nearer the baseline than the service line. Terrific pace on it, 117 miles an hour.
Game Sampras. Sampras leads 4 games to 3, fourth set. Federer leads 2 sets to 1.
We talked about what Sampras needs to do to turn things around in terms of getting some more turns in. Peter, what's Federer got to do to clinch the match?
I think really it's just more of the same. I mean, he has played so brilliantly on Sampras' serve. He's just failed to capitalize with break points, and I think largely that's been due to the fact that Sampras has come up with big serves one break point down. But all in all, Federer has played very, very well on the Sampras serve. Really, what he needs to do on his own serve is just to continue to, again, focus on that cliche, the next ball, the next serve that he's going to put in play, and ensure that he doesn't have a lapse in concentration that he's had once or twice in this match, and just continues to batter the Sampras return, mixing up his serves, mixing up the spins, mixing up whether he serves and volleys or stays back, and staying in control mentally, making sure that Federer is the one making the decisions on how the point will be played on his serve. Right on the tee.
Just for a moment, Sampras thought it was being called good.
15 all.
Mind you, it might have been good. That is so exquisite.
Both the return and this beautiful
15-30
from Sampras, conjuring brilliance from nothing.
Third. The 30-40.
First break point of the fourth set.
Deuce. Sampras.
That ball coming off the frame, the first badly mistimed shot we've seen Federer hit today.
Deuce.
Sampras seeing a mirror image of himself. 2 break points saved with 2 terrific first serves.
Advantage Federer. Out. Game Federer, new balls please. Games on, offset.
Time for another change of tennis balls. After the first 7 games and thereafter after every 9. But the serenity of Federer out here today. You remember, he's still only 19 and yet he played those 2 break points against him so coolly, so calmly. It's as if his whole career has been waiting for this moment. First time on the centre court.
134.
15 love.
It's the quickest serve Sampras has fired today.
$30 love. $40 love. $40-15.
It's really tough to go on making half volley after half volley. Played a sublime one on the first point of this game, Sampras.
Game Sampras. Sampras leads 5 games to 4, 4th set. Federer leads 2 sets to 1.
So many of the statistics of this match are very even, but one I find most surprising, really, is that both men are really struggling at the net, and yet we've seen how well they're serving. Is that simply a testimony to the quality of the returning?
I suppose it is a shocking statistic, really, when you think about it. Pete Sampras has come to the net, 76 times and lost 43 of them. And the only thing I can figure out is that generally when they get a first serve in, the ball doesn't come back. And so therefore, they're playing most of their volleys on second serves, which allow their opponent to attack them. And it probably is a testament, yes, to how well the players return serve. And the fact that Federer can return so well off the Sampras second serve
Time.
is the reason why he's winning the match at this point in time.
Love 15.
Yes, Federer opting to go behind Sampras. Pete reacted perfectly. What a great volley that was from Sampras. Federer's pass was very hard.
Love 30.
So Pete with two brilliant points showing how he does it.
$15, 30. Wow. 30.
A little sag of the shoulders that time from Sampras, and now he knows how it feels. Two aces from love 30.
$40, 30. Game. Federer. Five games all, fourth set.
Love 30 down, 2 points away from being taken to a fifth set. No problem for Federer. 4 fabulous first serves. What a talent. What a mind as well. And you need both.
$15 love.
Federer really closed that gap in the ace department.
Dangerous job being a centre service judge.
$15 all. $30-15.
Really took his time over that serve. Sampras thought long and hard where to go. Title is hanging by a thread at the moment.
$40-15.
Sampras closing well on that first volley. Moving through it, imparted side spin, made Federer's attempted topspin lob so difficult.
Game Sampras. Sampras leads 6-5, fourth set. Federer leads 2-1.
Well, the crowd came here to roar on Tim Henman against Todd Martin. But what a match they've seen as the appetizer. My word. And the big Swiss flag there. So Roger Federer must serve to try and take this fourth set into a tiebreak, and nothing seems to faze the teenager today.
No, sir. He has shown everything today in terms of mental stability and his ability just to keep his mind on the job. Perhaps a slight little wobble, but really would be nitpicking there at the end of the second set and early on in the third. But he recovered so well to break serve and win the third set. And speaking of Tim Henman and the crowd, if Tim were to go on to win his match today and Federer were somehow to beat Sampras, I wonder what sort of odds the bookies would make for Tim Henman. Not that Roger Federer will be any easy match by any stretch of the imagination. Nor Todd Martin, for that matter.
Yes, the winner of this match will play the winner of that Henman-Martin encounter, which follows it. 5-6 in the fourth.
$15 love.
Yes, that's the sort of return that we so often see Sampras pull out of the bag.
15
on one of the few times he's been able to hit a backhand in the pocket right at waist level.
Oh. $30-15. Left for serve.
Right on the base, and look where Sampras is when he actually makes this pass. Well behind the baseline.
$40-30. Six games on. Fourth set, tiebreak.
So Pete Sampras must win a fourth set tiebreak if he's to keep alive the dream of being the first man ever to win 8 Wimbledon singles titles.
Sampras.
120-mile-an-hour second serve from Sampras on that point.
Yes, and the return came back almost quicker. Great volley from Sampras.
1 all.
Almost lost his concentration, seeing that Sampras wasn't even chasing that ball.
2-1, Sampras.
All he had to do was dump it back into the court. That's quick.
3-1, Sampras.
129 miles an hour to the corner. It's very quick, probably the equivalent of 135 up the middle.
Yes, the radar gun that judges the speed. We all know it's records quicker down the centre. That one, 136.
Sampras.
Great champions die hard. He's stepped it up in this tiebreak.
Sampras.
And for the first time, you feel as if the moment has got to Federer. He's played two very sloppy points.
Well, I'm not sure if it's the moment or the opponent. The energy that Pete Sampras has sent out in this tiebreaker is just monumental. Every point he's played to perfection. And Federer almost trying to do too much under the weight of the opposition.
Let second serve.
Yes, Sampras
5-2.
not able to
Sampras.
get that chip down low enough to bother Federer. Well, if he's to have any chance in this tiebreaker, this point is vital.
Sampras.
Knew it was going long, and that he's facing 4 set points, and that serve 134 miles an hour. Every first serve in the tiebreak has been flat out.
Fourth set. Sampras. Seven game to 6. 2 sets all.
So a wonderful tiebreak then from Sampras, taking it by 7 points to 2 to level at 2 sets all. after just under 3 hours. Two sets all then, as Pete Sampras takes the tiebreak decisively 7 points to 2. And Sampras has never lost a 5-set match at Wimbledon. He's played 5 matches that have gone to 5 sets. He has won the lot. 3 hours they've been on court. One of the feels for Tim Henman and Todd Martin. They would have been ready to play their match quite some time ago. They're going to get on very late. 5:39, you've got to say that the 5th set likely to last at least half an hour, of course. It could last a lot longer than that, because no tiebreak in the 5th set. And even though he's lost the 4th set, he wouldn't write this young man off.
No, not at all. In fact, I think it's probably to his advantage that 4th set tiebreaker was so one-sided, because had he got to the point where he was up match points or it was 8-all, then you could say what a terrible letdown. But really, as it happens, because Sampras won that tiebreaker quite handily, and in fact, if Pete Sampras ever wants to show someone what a great tennis player he was under pressure, he will replay that tiebreaker, because he played every point extraordinarily well and just kept the pressure on this man Federer throughout. But because Sampras won that tiebreaker quite handily, I think that Federer will just say, well, it's just business as usual. Let's keep doing what I've been doing, and hopefully things will turn out all right in the 5th.
Incidentally, if you're thinking, gosh, this is a long break, that's because Pete Sampras has gone for a bathroom break, as of course Federer did at the end of the 2nd set. Whatever else happens in this match now, though, I think people will realise just why this young man is being talked of as a future Grand Slam champion.
Yes, you can see that he has everything. He has a very good serve, nice volley, excellent off the ground. I can't imagine that anyone would like to play him on a hard court, because he has such flair on the ball, topspin off of both sides. And what we've seen here today in his ability to compete under pressure, rather, on such a monumental stage, certainly augurs well for this man in the future.
First time ever on the centre court, and he has taken to it like the proverbial duck to water. One advantage for Federer is that he will be serving first now in this 5th set. So as long as he can hold, he'll always have his nose in front, which could be very important if we get to a long advantage set. 5-4, 6-5, 7-6, and so on.
It's vital, of course, that he holds this first game, and it won't be easy. I mean, sat in that chair for 5 minutes.
Final set, Federer to serve. $15 love. $30 love.
I guess at 19 you don't stiffen up very much.
$40 love. Game, Federer. First game, final set.
And I suppose the other nice thing that is going for Roger Federer, it's not a very physical serve, is it? It's a lovely rhythmical that relies on timing. And he's had that timing throughout the match. It's not a serve that's going to tire you out. And obviously a 19-year-old against a 29-year-old, I suppose if it became a marathon match, you might fancy the youngster.
15 now.
I'm not sure about that. In fact, I think players really grow into their physical bodies in their late 20s. I think that Federer's best days, fitness-wise, are ahead of him. You can't teach
15
that.
all.
The timing on that ball, just wonderful.
Thirty, 15. Forty, 15.
Well, good job he got a racket on that serve. He might have had a big hole in his chest otherwise. Coming straight for him.
Game, Sampras.
An audacious attempt.
One game
from
on,
Federer.
final set.
Now that's the second serve that
15
gets
up.
up on the backhand of Sampras, and he struggled all day. And doesn't he know it?
Left first third.
One, two, three.
Yes, and this one,
15 all.
Sampras is able to stay down right in the pocket.
30, 15. Forty, 15. Game, Federer. Federer leads 2 games to 1, final set.
So 22nd ace from Roger Federer as he keeps in front in this final set. And we can have a look at this easy, languid service action.
Well, yes, it is. It's not quite as ambitious as the Sampras serve. Doesn't bend his knees quite as much. And doesn't torque his body nearly as much, which of course is why he doesn't get the same power that Sampras gets. But as you can see, it's a very simple action. And Federer will not lose rhythm very often. And of course, I suppose the most important thing about both of these players' serves are that mentally their targets are, they're able to hit their target so well, and that's something that has nothing to do with technique. It really is to do with okay, having a simple technique that you can reproduce every time, but mentally you need to have a tiny little target and focus on that target throughout the swing, and it takes quite a bit of commitment to actually do that. An ingredient that both of these players have in spades.
Love.
Oh, he's slipping only 132 miles an hour. He hasn't missed a first serve in this set yet. Shh.
Love.
Well, this is really the only shot that Sampras could hit. What perfection in the feel he showed there.
Love.
Well, Sampras not doing enough with that forehand volley. In fact, didn't really hit it squarely on the strings.
Tantalizing now with little angles and beats.
40-30. Okay. Sampras, new balls, please. Two games all. Final set.
After 3 hours and 13 minutes. Nice symmetry on the scoreboard. 2 sets all, 2 games all. And the match perfectly poised. And still we wonder whether the 19-year-old can possibly upset the 7 times champion.
Love. 30 love.
But once again, Federer getting help from the new balls he's serving with this game. That ball came off the court very quickly.
$40 love. Game Federer. Federer leads 3 games to 2. Final set.
Well, in the first 5 games of this set, just 3 points have gone against the serve, and look at the serving percentages, simply outstanding. And Federer started off okay, but he's just got better and better. And in this set, well, no wonder. You know, the guys are struggling to win points against the serve. If the two men of this quality are getting over 80% of the first serves in, Peter, we may need floodlights before this match is over. I wonder what the longest fifth set ever played at Wimbledon is. Probably something like 22-20.
Yes, that's an incredible percentage, 85 and 82%. And I would seriously doubt if both of these players could continue at that rate. And yet, in the 1980 final, when Borg beat McEnroe 8-6 in the fifth, he made Borg something like 29 out of 31 first serves in the fifth set. Wow, what an astounding percentage that was. So it can be done.
Time.
Three and a quarter hours now. The real buzz that first settled around this court at the end of the first set continues.
$15 love.
Come on, can we have our ball back, please?
Oh!
$15 all.
The clear majority of those Sampras double faults have come when he's been going for huge second serves, 119 miles an hour, that one, which is faster than Federer is averaging for his first serve.
$15.
Federer was so far out of position, it was worth a go. See if he could come up with a miraculous shot rather than just hoisting up another defensive lob.
$15. Game. Sampras 3 games all.
No sign of either man weakening at all in the 5th set.
One ball.
No, he's just, the umpire has asked for one more ball to come out to replace the one that someone snaffled in the crowd.
Within the 2 games now, they put a new ball. Yeah, you lost one.
They're asking, is it right to put out one brand new ball? The umpire saying,
Only put only one.
one new ball's in play.
What a shot.
15 love.
Federer comes up with there. Right on the line.
$30 love. $40 love.
Sampras not impressed with this score. I think he found the line.
Okay, Federer. Federer is 4 games to 3, final set.
Another love game for Federer. That's 6 in the match compared with just 1, believe it or not, from Sampras. And Federer is now out-acing Sampras, 25-24. He's caught him and overtaken him. And as you said, Peter, he hasn't played a lot of 5-set matches. It's only his 9th match ever that's gone to 5 sets, but he's got a good record in them. He's won 5 of the previous 8. Sampras, understandably, fantastic 5-set record. He's played 43 5-set matches and won 31. And as I say, here at Wimbledon, played 5, won 5.
Well, that is an astounding record. It's nice to see, though, that Roger Federer has had no continuing after effects from that thigh that seemed to be giving him problems early on in the match. He's had no thoughts about it over the last 2 or 3 sets, really. And of course, that's important as this match goes on well into the 4th hour.
$15 love.
The lead is a brief one.
$30 love. $30-15.
What a beautiful chip. Very precise. Actually, that slice quite hard.
First time either serve has been under any sort of threat in this fifth set.
So
nearly made a great return off a 131 mile an hour serve, the very top of the tape.
Sampras.
Four games all, final set.
The stage of the match where one moment of inspiration or one lucky net ball or one moment of lost concentration could decide it.
$15 love.
Second
15
serve
all.
coming in at only 91 miles an hour. Sampras took a step in and took control.
$30-15.
Perfect feel.
There was the moment of inspiration.
Sampras happy to let Federer dwell on this moment as long as he wants. Certainly asked a very difficult question there. This man came up with the answers.
Advantage, Sampras. Lätt på serve. Deuce.
Federer was not going to give Sampras a target on that point.
He can work harder.
Advantage Federer. Federer is 5-4. Final set.
Federer survives 2 break points, and now Sampras must serve to stay in the match. And I mean, on that first break point,
At that time, Federer, you could just see, wanted no part of having to hit another half volley or to give Sampras a target to aim at. Chose to stay back, but came in immediately after that with an aggressive forehand approach shot.
Time.
got any nails left. Hubby's serving to stay in the match.
$15. 30 love.
Yes, easy pickings, really, for the Sampras forehand.
$40.
Served right onto the sideline, and it really stopped dead. Slowed down totally in Federer. Far too early with his swing.
Sampras.
The two serves in a row, Sampras hits the line. Federer's timing completely.
5 games on, final set.
Completely disturbed.
Serving to hang on to my title, no problem. Love game.
$15. Let second set. 15 all.
That serve came in at 107 miles an hour, and Sampras right on it. I think his heart may have skipped a beat there.
Let for serve. Forty, 15. Federer. Federer 6-5, final set.
And now we are at that stage of the fifth set where it's such a huge advantage to be serving first, because every time Sampras comes out to serve now, unless of course he's broken, he's going to be serving to stay in the match. No chance to recover from a bad service game, whereas Federer would always have the opportunity to break back.
Well, yes, but having said that, I think you'd have to say that if Federer was to lose his serve in this fifth set, the chances for him to break back would be very small. Pete Sampras is not the sort who's going to give up an advantage like that, and historically has always been very strong at serving out matches. But that's not the situation right now. Right now he is serving to stay in this match. And of course, if he were to miss a couple of first serves, he's facing the danger that his opponent, Federer, has the ability and has been peppering him with low and hard returns off of both wings. So Sampras really has no choice and must consistently serve well and go for big serves.
Second serve. Love 15.
That serve not far from the center line, but still not good enough. He's going to serve at 112. He needs to either get it into the body or slide it out wide.
Points from putting out the champion.
Love 30. Fifteen, 30. Thank you.
He's done it. The champion is out.
7-6, 5-7, 6-4, 6-7, 7-5.
Sampras has lost like a champion in a fabulous match. But maybe the baton in tennis has passed to a new generation. Federer can hardly believe it, the emotion of the moment of having beaten the greatest grass court player of all time is too much for him. 19 years of age, in his first ever appearance on the centre court of Wimbledon, he has played a magnificent match to defeat the 7 times champion in 5 extraordinary sets.
What a scintillating performance from Roger Federer. Sampras played well as well, but Federer came up with the goods. And of course, the fact that he was able to hold his nerve in such conditions really says mountains.
A new star is born, and every other player in the draw will now be saying, Sampras is out. This could be my year.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Let's check.